what does it mean to come back here and be able to play or just as an opponent tonight?
Yeah, AZ was good to me, but I'm way happier where I'm at now. It was good to see people. It was fun to play in front of some fans. But for me, I'm way happier in Indiana.
The Indiana Fever's road trip ended in disaster with a 95-60 blowout loss to Phoenix, 2 more crushing injuries, and Dana Bonner taking shots in the post-game press conference. But Sophie Cunningham made sure she had the last word. In this breakdown, we'll cover exactly what went wrong in Phoenix, Sophie's determined effort to keep the team in the fight, and most importantly, her explosive podcast comments where she finally exposed the truth about how Dana Bonner really walked out on the Fever. You won't believe what she said about professional courtesy and saying goodbye. If you're riding with Sophie, comment Spicy Sophie. Let's go down.
That had to have been one of, if not the most embarrassing loss of the season for the Indiana Fever so far. We lost to the Atlanta Dream earlier in the season, 77-58. We lost to the Valkyrie earlier in the season, 80-61. And tonight, against the Phoenix Mercury, we lose 95-60.
You knew it was going to be a long night when the Fever couldn't hit water if they fell out of a boat in the first quarter. Shots clanged off the rim, passes got picked off like they were gift-trapped, and Phoenix was pulling away before most fans had even finished their popcorn. This wasn't just a slow start, it was a live demonstration of an offense imploding. The numbers paint a picture every Fever fan wishes they could unsee. 34.3% shooting from the field, an abysmal 7-for-30 from 3, and 22 turnovers that gift-trapped Phoenix 42 points. When you're giving the other team more points off your turnovers than you're scoring from deep, you're not just in trouble, you're begging for a blowout.
Does this team practice? What I saw tonight looked like what I saw a month ago. Looked what I saw 3 weeks ago. Absolutely no offensive game plan. I thought this motion offense is when it's nobody's night in and night out. Everybody's allowed to have a night. If Kelsey Mitchell doesn't play well, it needs miraculous efforts from the rest of the team to pick this up. Sophie Cunningham played great tonight. Kelsey Mitchell had a bad game. Bad game. Where's everybody else?
But the real gut punch came when Sydney Coulson crumpled to the floor with a non-contact knee injury, sending a wave of silence through the arena. Moments later, Ari McDonald was hobbling with a foot issue. And just like that, the Fever's already thin rotation turned paper thin. Losing by 35 is bad enough, but watching 2 key players go down in the middle of it, that's like getting sucker punched while you're already on the mat.
Steph obviously Sid had that injury and Ari left, I think, in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
What's the status of?
Well, it's Sid's left knee, Ari's right foot, and we'll get some more evaluation when we get home tomorrow and see where we are.
Phoenix didn't just win, they dictated every second of this game. They crushed Indiana on the glass, 44-32, turning rebounds into second chance points, while the Fever looked like they were running drills with blindfolds on. Every trip down the court felt like Phoenix was playing high-speed chess, while Indiana was still arguing over the rules of checkers. The Mercury's defensive pressure didn't just disrupt plays, it unraveled the Fever's entire game plan. And once the chaos set in, Indiana never found their way back.
Sophie Cunningham making her return to Phoenix, and it seems as if nobody on our team other than Sophie Cunningham felt any type of emotional connection to this game. Tawana Bonner just got done doing your team absolutely dirty. You guys escape with a victory when they come to Indiana, and you wipe your hands of it like it's all over and finished with. No, it goes both ways. You don't think we want to beat her on her home court? You don't think we want to get a W for Sophie Cunningham, making her return to the team that she spent her whole entire career with up until this point?
Sophie Cunningham was the lone bright spot in an otherwise dismal night for Indiana. She poured in 18 points on efficient shooting, bringing energy and toughness while the rest of the roster looked stuck in neutral. Possession after possession, Sophie battled to keep the score respectable, diving for loose balls, attacking the rim, and hitting shots when no one else could buy one. But one player can't carry an entire team against a locked-in opponent. And despite her best efforts, the Mercury's depth and execution swallowed up everything she threw at them.
Sobley, tough shot, wasn't square, and here comes Indiana. Cunningham, another 3. Oh my goodness, Sophie Cunningham!
This game meant just as much to Sophie Cunningham as it did to the Indiana Fever when Tawana Bonner made her return. The only difference is nobody on the Indiana Fever had Sophie Cunningham's back this time around. Sophie Cunningham was the only player trying hard. The only player giving effort, play in and play out. The only player getting into it with Alyssa Thomas, getting into it with DeWanna Bonner, getting into it with Kalia Copper, while everybody else just mailed it in. This game was embarrassing, folks.
The arena felt heavy for Fever fans as every missed shot and turnover dug the hole deeper. Meanwhile, Phoenix celebrated each play like a championship moment. This wasn't bad luck, it was a collapse that exposed how thin Indiana's depth gets when injuries strike. Post-game, Dana Bonner twisted the knife after dropping 23 points. She talked about finding her edge and called the win over her former team like conquering Mount Everest. It was a full-on victory lap at the Fever's expense.
You see that? DeWanna Bonner hit her first three-point shot in about 6 months and runs down the floor after losing her starting spot to Lexi Hull. Runs down the floor and calls Lexi Hull a bomb to her face. DeWanna Bonner is out here calling Lexi Hull a bomb to her face.
But here's the truth about those 40 minutes. Bonner wasn't just playing to win. She was playing to humiliate. She jawed with Lexi Hull, stared her down after buckets, and got chippy with Sophie Cunningham every time they crossed paths. This wasn't basketball. It was a personal vendetta played out on the main stage.
You know, it was, yeah, I don't know, emotions are kind of high. Honestly, it's just been a journey to get back to just being happy playing basketball again. Yeah, I'm just, the joy, trying to find that. For a minute, basketball was kind of like off the radar for me a little bit. I didn't know if I loved it anymore. Like, had a long conversation with Alyssa. So just to feel that again, feel that energy, feel this from that building was just amazing. And I feel like it was a game that I needed to, you know, remind me like I loved it.
Look at Bonner. And Cunningham's kind of got that innocent who me grin going, and nobody's buying it.
Wow, what a steal by Bonner, stepping right into it. And Sophie knows that doesn't want to create anything more. A little holding on. You think this is becoming a rivalry?
Oh, they're letting her have it now. They gave Cunningham a big ovation.
For sure. I mean, it sucks, right? You don't ever want to see anyone be injured on any team. I feel like there's been a lot of injuries this year in the W, harsh ones, I think. And, you know, it's just another one. And Sid is still the heartbeat of our team. She's going to be okay. Our team's going to be okay. And again, it's just another hurdle that we're going to have to get over.
Did you see that when DB came back and played for us, that they got mad that our fan base was booing her?
I don't believe in booing former players unless they left on like some F you type shit.
I like DB because like DB was one of my vets when I was in Phoenix, and then we gathered here into Indiana, and like it was kind of a surprise that she was signed to Indiana anyway, and so we'll take her in a heartbeat. Like, she's a Hall of Famer, she's a hell of a basketball player, can score from anywhere on the court, but she got to Indiana and she just like really wasn't happy, and like I want people to be happy, so that's why I'm kind of like neutral on this one, which a lot of people are surprised about. She's towards the end of her career, so like she deserves her flowers, she deserves to be happy, but I also think that if you're gonna leave, like, you're gonna have to expect getting booed. Like,
was there explanation when it happened? No, not even privately. Yeah, I mean, okay, that's tough. And yeah, okay. Well, I did say unless you leave on some fuck you type shit, and that's what that is. So
yeah, like I'm still rooting for her. Like, I want her to end her career and be happy, but I also think that like it's okay to be professional about it and like send a text to your teammates. Send a text and be like, hey, like, love you guys, or you don't even have to say love you guys. Just like, hey, sorry this didn't work out. Good luck. You know what I mean? Like, there's a way to handle that, I think.
I doubt DeWanna Bonner had any idea that how dirty she did her teammates on her way out of Indiana would ever come out to light. But Sophie Cunningham said, hold my Beer, I got a podcast. I got this platform. I'm going to speak my mind. I'm not going to toe the company line. I'm not going to protect narratives. I'm not going to follow agendas. I'm going to tell you how it all went down. And DeWanna Bonner disappeared like a ghost.
Rimming out. Cunningham picks up the board. Here she comes. Sophie steps into the three.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Is loving being in Indianapolis. She loves this team. She's feeling it on these.
Cunningham hesitates. Ball on the deck. Sweet dish inside for Timpson.
Phoenix doing a nice job on the boards. We talked about that, leading by 10.
Wow.
7-17.
You look at all the stats that you love as Cunningham buries,
Staying hot.
buries another triple.
It's a tough call, and here's going to see the shot by the three-pointer against Copper.
Sably, top shot. Wasn't square, and here comes Indiana. Cunningham, another three. Oh my goodness, Sophie Cunningham!